Hey, coaches. Okay, so this is the last normal week before we start holiday schedule. Next week we just have next week we have Monday through Thursday off, and then actually let me pull up the schedule right here. Anyways, guys, great job so far this season. We're going into the home stretch. First meet coming up at the start of the new year is Sintal, and we just want everybody to be aware of what's going on. So if you haven't called your qualifiers yet, please get that done this week. And that conversation goes just like this: Hey, I don't know if you saw, but your swimmer's qualified for Sintal. What's Sintal? Tell them what it is, this or that. If you look up the meet information, which is on Dropbox, which is on Team Unify, or if you have no idea how to find the meet information, you can get with me and I can help you out. Yeah, they're qualified in the 50 free. That's on Saturday. I don't know if it's actually on Saturday. That was a guess. So they'll just be in the meet on Saturday. This and that. You don't have to tell them warm up times or anything, but it's a really big deal. They're one of only 3 kids that are qualified on our whole team for it. We'd really like to see them. It's going to be a bigger, faster meet. We want to see their work. We want to see them swim because they earned it, right? They earned their spot on that team. And that's a huge deal. We want to see those kids qualify because, like I said in the parent education meeting, we are here because we love pushing kids to the next level. We tried to have a rec league once at COM Swim Team, and it went awful because we couldn't get any coaches excited about essentially being a lifeguard. Because if you're just coaching kids that just want to swim to get in better shape, that's fine if a kid wants to do that. At COM Swim Team, that's not what we want. We want to push kids to be better. We want to see our kids get faster. We want to see our kids in competition. And that's because every single one of you deep down is competitive, and that's a great quality. There is not a non-competitive portion of our swim team. And I love that. I love that part about COM. So, looking at the holiday schedule, again, you can look it up. I put it on our coach's email. So, I just want you guys to look at that. Knowing the schedule off the top of your head, because it's literally only like 3 or 4 practices, is a great way to show some competence to your families. I know that sounds weird, competence, but when you can answer questions from your families, pretty straightforward, it tells them you know what you're doing and you care. And they can go to you to figure it out. Thank you, Reese, yesterday in the office. You were like, man, Mike's just good at everything, which is not true. I think, so again, Reese, thank you for the compliment. There was a time when I was doing all this for the first time, and I did an awful job. I told Reese a story of when I first became a full-time coach, and I was sending an email. My head coach at the time, not Jenna, printed that email out, essentially graded it, and said, is this how you want to sound when you talk to parents? And that was a pretty aggressive way, I guess, to tell me I sounded like an idiot on that email. But I remember it, right? And I've been thinking about how my emails look and sound ever since then. I even bought a book last year called like How to Write Well, and it's a book for like writing books or storytellers and stuff. But at the end of the day, I want to be an excellent communicator because an excellent communication is the only thing that holds back somebody, I think, from being a great coach. Because I think the coaching in the water, making somebody better, is actually pretty easy. We all have a good understanding of what we need to do. You don't have to be a technical expert to make a kid a better swimmer. You just have to, it starts with wanting to make them a better swimmer, figuring out what drills they need, drills, skills, all that stuff, and then figuring it out from there. There's no one path to better swimming, but if you can't communicate to your parents that, hey, this is what we have going on, hey, this is how your kid's getting better, hey, this is what I'm doing for your kid and your family, this is what I believe in, this is the plan, then there's not as much trust, there's not as much faith, there's not as much just belief that you know what you're doing, right? So I'm just to the point where I don't think you can over communicate enough, which is why one reason why I make these videos, why I send those texts, why we send a weekly letter, why we have a meeting on Friday. It is all about communication, because I know once you guys are on the ground coaching, you're going to be good to go. Okay, so let's talk about our weekly plan. Dev 1. We're going to be talking about backstroke this week. Thumb out, pinky in. It's one of the skills on the sticker board. Use the sticker board, guys. We're talking about move-ups. We need that first round due. I believe it was in January. Actually, let me look that up. I'm trying to think of that on top of my head, and I think I'm wrong. Let's see. Just bear with me, guys. Weekly. Let's see. Centol deadline reminder, Friday the 27th December. Okay, so sending out an email, just letting them know, like, hey, it's 2 weeks from the deadline reminder. You need to make sure you're in it. Again, this is why this week we need to make those phone calls, because next week nobody's going to be paying attention. We want, and I don't see it on our agenda here. Okay. Oh, first draft of move-ups, Monday of January 27th. I'm going to be getting out those sheets for you guys to fill out. It's way easier, again, if you're sticking to the sticker board. So it's backstroke. On Thursday, we're doing backstroke flip turns. And then we want to see the swimmer kick test set, whichever one you didn't do last week. Again, test the kids, see how they're doing. And then we want to do 350s backstroke with the flip turn. And if you notice, we're starting to ramp it up a little more. Those of you that have new kids, I know it's hard, so do what you need. Make them do the first one and the last one, or make them just do one. Like, there's no blanket statement for anybody. You as a coach, figure it out, do what's best for your athletes, and celebrate the awesomeness of the swim meet. No, that's from last week. My bad. Okay. And the only other thing I really have to say about this is try something different. Again, I say it every week. We don't want to get stuck in a rut of the season. The season ramps up as we go. So if you have tried a skill or a drill, or you're doing something, try something different. Get in the water. Try a game. Make a challenge out of it. There's no straight line to doing this right. There is trying and failing, trying and failing, trying and failing, and then something works, right? And then you're thinking, I found it. I found the solution. Then you try it with your next group, and it fails. I don't know how to explain it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. For Dev 2, again, let me pull this up. Dev 2 weekly plan. Drylands, starting to get into a little bit of more stuff. Make sure you're paying attention to the drylands and paying attention to what you need to do. If you don't understand an exercise, you can ask me on the pool deck and I can show you. I'm gonna demo jumping jack core right now. I know everybody knows it. We've had it there for a while. Nobody's really asked me any questions, but I'll do a good little demonstration for everybody. We're counting strokes on their warm-ups, and we're teaching butterfly. So using the button drills, right, where they're A button, B button, trying to teach them that rhythm. Working 25s where they go 2 strokes fly, then free. And then acceleration drill. Acceleration drills where they're flat on the water, and then they pull through, breathe, slam it down. A little phrase I use is called drag your beard. Because if they have a little, a little facial hair like this, they want to be so low to the water that they're dragging it. We don't want to see these big water dragons going up and down. We want to stay low and pressing forward. Play a game, up to you. Get creative, make it fun. And then we're going to do 75s or 100s with flip turns. It's up to you, but I think that distance need to start getting ramped up for Dev 2s. Coach Sarah's group, 100 IMs, right? Again, we're ramping it up. We're getting ready to go. Everybody's getting better. We're all excited. So yeah, if you have any questions, again, please let me know. And I would like to know, how is it going? How is it going with getting their own time for Dev 2? It would be really cool to get a text message from my Dev 2 coaches just saying, how's it going? at the swim meet, I was talking to Julia, and we were talking about feedback to the coaches, and I'd like to spend more time watching your practices. That's not always easy to be at every practice. I can just watch real quick usually, but you know what's great feedback is you telling me what's going on, and you can tell me like, hey, this is really good, this is really bad for my group, what can I do? And we can talk about it through there. I do plan on making a schedule again like I did a month ago to do some practice visits, see what's going on, but the more information you give me, the more I can help you. So I would love text messages on specific skills. Hey, this went really awful for my group. I think it's wrong, or this is why I think it went bad. I don't know. We'll figure out a solution, right? But we'll go from there. So real quick, I'm gonna demo jumping jack core. I think this is all in video. I'm pretty sure that stuff. Okay, so jumping jack core, we call these switch hops. So I always say cut off the leg in front of you. So we're like this. So it'd be 20 of these. We call these med ball jacks. Together at the top, bottom. You actually want to jump, go straight through. You actually practice a good squat. And then standing figure eights, which is the hardest one. My cue that I say is over the shoulder, past the hip. Over the shoulder, past the hip. And again, you're chopping off the leg in front of you. Boom, 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 boom. If you have any questions, let me know.